joining me today are Cathy Rochel.
Rochel.
I could go Rochelle, which I like that name too, and Pete Orput, County Attorney Pete Orput. Pete, Cathy just didn't pull up a chair. There's a good reason why Cathy's here. Tell us why.
Well, Cathy is my executive assistant. In other words, she's like my chief of staff.
In other words, right hand, left hand.
Both hands sometimes.
Both feet.
I run around crazy and I get so busy with stuff, and Cathy keeps me on track and keeps the office running. And but what's really interesting about Cathy is I was here in 1990 as a line prosecutor, and Cathy worked with me, and I was here till 1997. So when I came back, the first thing I did is I wanted Cathy back working with me. But she's been with the county now going on 44 years, which I find very impressive. 44 years with the county.
Now, Pete's kind of low-key today, and normally I would see him, and he would make me look low-key, meaning he has triple energy level, 9 times me, and I can't even imagine how you keep up with a guy like that. Tell me, Cathy, how possible is it?
Well, I just keep him on track, and since he has a lot of energy, that kind of gets you motivated. He's a good motivator.
And you're very mellow, I consider. I mean, like, right?
Yeah, we're kind of a balance.
She might be mellow, but boy, is she on top of stuff.
I know.
I'm telling
I'll
you. Without
email her, it's right back.
Yeah.
In fact, if she isn't, I'm ready to call 911. Like, where is she, you know?
It takes a team to get the work done, and that's the one emphasis I want to make is, I'm running in and out of court and all that,
right.
And who's taking care of the store, and that's Cathy. And she handles a lot of constituents calling, people upset with things, and Cathy gets those calls and really does a nice job helping me get through my day.
Cathy, what type of calls would you get? See, that intrigues me. I didn't even...
Well, different people that want to come in and talk to him about different things, or calls from the media, or...
Yeah, she handles all the media contacts, and that, when we get a big case, they bombard us with calls, and Cathy handles all of that and helps us send out press releases.
And, you do a super job.
And really, a big part of what Cathy does is sets up meetings for community groups and gets me out into the community so often because she does that scheduling, and she'll call and ask if they'd like a speaker or something. And so it's a great opportunity.
Oh, she does a super job. I know that. Tell me what Brent does and explain who Brent is,
okay.
So I can figure out the different responsibilities.
Sure. So in the office, every county attorney in the state by statute has a first assistant, a second in command, if you will. In my management team, I have Brent Wartner, who's first assistant. He's been with me for 8 years. Mm-hmm. And then also Cathy Rochel, and then Jen Beltane. Jen is my finance manager, office day-to-day manager, in charge of all the support staff and kind of our IT. So the office is run by 4 of us. Yeah. We all have a role in it. We all work very well together.
Do you meet together at some point during morning hours?
Yeah.
Or I know you're very early, and no doubt you have by necessity had to show up.
Yeah.
So do you get the 4 you get together, or in the morning? How's it all work?
Usually about 7:30, we're all rolled in, and sometimes Brent comes a little later because he'll stay later. But we're always talking about what needs to be done. Cathy's always keeping me on track.
Yes, that's why I wanted her on.
No, which is essential because what it is everybody contributes in the office. Cathy has a big role.
Yeah.
She really does, because she handles so many different things that I couldn't quite possibly get to, even when I want to.
Well, and you do have a lot of things going. And what I like on your relationship is you have a lot of great respect. It's not like, oh gosh, Cathy's on me again to move, to the next thing. I never like that at all. I know. It's like totally, she's doing it for your good, the good of everyone.
The problem is, if I get accolades, I wish I could share them with Jen and Cathy too.
Sure.
When they say, Pete, you're doing a great job. Well, it's not just me. It's my entire office. But really, that goes to Cathy, who's always working with me on stuff, and Jen and Brent and the whole staff. So, I love to hear it, but I love to pass it on to them.
When you wake up in the morning, you're going, oh my gosh, so much to do. And then the AAA county attorney whose passion is extremely genuine and felt everywhere. Are you overwhelmed each day, or do you just kind of go in and say, okay, it's exciting?
It's a pretty good balance.
Yeah.
Everything's different, and we kind of know what's scheduled, and then there's always stuff that's not scheduled that comes up. So.
And she knows me well, and I don't overreact to anything either. I'm just busy, you know, and she knows just how to handle that and gives me very valuable reminders all day long, you know, because I start running around and get caught up in it. So we make a good team.
She's not like a babysitter, like a Pete sitter.
No. I give her a great deal of responsibility.
Along.
Cathy gets to do whatever she wants, really, but she's so busy with what she's doing.
Yeah.
That, you know, I don't need to tell her what to do, and she only needs to tell me what to do. So,
Cathy, what's your favorite part of the job?
Just the variety, I guess, and working with all the different departments and the community and getting out and doing things. And when Pete came in, he had a lot of fun ideas, like start a newsletter for the office.
Yeah, which was more work, and it could have been like a negative to you. Yeah.
Oh, and that's something I didn't say. Cathy does our newsletter, the layout, the photos, everything, and the newsletter's been very popular within a large office. Everybody gets to share stuff on what's going on, and we send that out to all the departments. She also is responsible for our annual report, and if you haven't seen it, stop by the booth and get an annual report. It's a wonderful document. It's a glossy, almost magazine-like, and gives a really good overview of what everybody does, and that's all due to Cathy putting that together. I don't know what the county's going to do when she retires, because she does an amazing amount of work.
How could that possibly be happening?
Well, it won't.
You better be a better boss.
Oh, no, she's not leaving me. I'm just saying someday, as she's been here
December
44
years. December 31st, 2022.
She's got it all marked
She and I are both
going.
going.
The seconds and minutes.
Yeah, and
Orput charmer.
she'll have deserved it. But, I mean, you must see some of her work in just that area. That the annual report itself is something I'm so proud of.
I'm actually really glad to have you on.
I wish I brought one. I wish I brought a copy to show our viewers. But stop by the office or stop by the booth. We'd love to show it to you. I think she does a masterful job with it. And
I always wonder how you guys operate when, let's say, you go on vacation or you're under the weather, or the reverse. How does this? It's you both are such strong forces within that county attorney's office.
Oh, I can tell you, Margot, Cathy just took a much-desered week-long vacation, and I was bereft.
Yes.
You know, I'm like helpless.
Oh, jeez.
No, I've come to depend upon Cathy, but I'm always glad when she can get out.
Yeah.
And then she covers me when I'm out and lets me know if there's important phone calls to get to and things like that. And
do you feel guilty when you take a vacation? I hope not.
Not so much, no.
She deserves every nickel.
It's nice to be known that you're missed, but at least they can get by without you when you need to go. But
do you do a lot of prep things though before you leave?
Yeah, I make sure that this is going to happen and who will do it if it needs to be done.
She coordinates travel for people in the office who are going to teach
Cathy.
at seminars.
I knew. Wow. So
when
she's almost like a Pete too.
Yeah, when she's not there,
around,
you know, Margot, when Cathy's not there, we're all kind of howling.
We're
all
just
going,
ouch.
ouch.
Some of it, you know. But and then the other thing I was going to say is, like, the county does a lot of things that I help with the office. Like, the county will do a food drive, or the county does different activities that all help to the office. And then, but we'll always take it a step further, and Pete's always open to new ideas. Like, we'll do a wellness thing for just our office. We'll do a walk across the bridge each year. We do a lot of different events for the staff. So I kind of coordinate the events with the staff.
Well, Pete is understandably proud of all that the department, the county attorney's department, does. What are your highlights that you can say, yes, you love the work that has helped the community? What are your favorite things that have happened?
Well, I mean, I love doing the newsletter and the annual report, and that's, But
I meant
everybody
in
gets...
terms of, truants or, juvenile law or any of that. I meant that.
Well, I think my role would be more like the staff has to deal with so many terrible issues, and then how do we help the staff get through that by having wellness things?
Okay.
And so I feel like that's
Yeah,
my
this is
role
good,
is
yeah.
to help the staff, and because they have to do with terrible things in their job and
Right.
deal with terrible things. So here's some wellness activities. Here's some fun things we can plan
Right.
for, and here's something we can do with another department. So all those kind of things
Interesting.
outside of the regular work.
I found her answer interesting. I thought she would say, "Oh, some initiative that you do," but no, she dealt right with the intermediary piece.
Oh, she handles all our
Right.
training,
Yes.
all our outreach stuff. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of work.
Yes.
Cathy just set up training for school resource officers and school administrators today, and got 70 school administrators and police into a room so we could teach them for a day. That was all coordinated by Cathy. And it takes a lot of coordination. You got little things like coffee and donuts and name tags and all
Absolutely.
that goes into it. So she handles all that training stuff, and that's almost a full-time job in itself. So I don't know how she does it.
Well, I don't either. In fact, I'm a little amazed here. I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised we're even able to have her in here to take time out.
Well, you know,
Probably-
I insist she take some time out at the fair, and she was helping me serve the seniors on Wednesday.
I know she
and that
was.
a lot of
Yes,
fun.
which her mom is
See,
in charge of the senior citizen,
Another thing-
outstanding senior citizen volunteer committee. I got to give some credit here because
Oh, yes, you do.
there's some genetics going on
Oh, yeah.
here. Yeah, her mom is
And congratulations.
I can't keep up
to,
with my mom.
No,
Yeah.
no. Her mother is an amazing woman, and Emily Carlson. But
Yeah.
what else I can say? Cathy also organizes fundraisers in the office. I know she mentioned
Wow.
that, but like every year, Tubman Center for abused women needs baby items, and she puts on a big drive to get, and we fill a truck full of baby items, and that's all due to Cathy. The food shelf things that we do.
And the
Cathy
combined
will coordinate
charities.
that. And to raise money, she'll even come around and do a breakfast bakery thing and bring a cart and pour you a coffee and a donut to raise money for United Way.
But it's
love
not
the
just
div-
me. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of people in the
Yeah,
office.
but the
Cathy
diversity
coordinates all that.
sounds
Yeah.
really fun.
And so she's got her hands in all that
Yeah.
stuff that makes an office a good place to work.
Wow.
And that's what's so important, because, I get caught up in what I do and I forget to have fun.
Remember, I
know?
asked you earlier. I said, "Yeah, wow, do you need more funding, or what would you?"
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you've been very blessed to have overachieving staff.
I think so too.
Oh my
I
gosh!
thank the
Including
Lord
yourself,
every day.
including yourself. I mean, really.
Well, I just have such wonderful staff, and
Yeah.
Cathy's a classic example of the kind of quality employees that work there, that commit every day, that go way beyond an 8-hour day.
Tell me about your background. 44 years. How'd you get here? How did you get
Well,
here?
it starts way back, like when I was in high school with you, and I worked like on the job in my senior year, and I worked in the auditor's office, and that time doesn't even count towards the 43, but. So I was there for a summer, and then I just decided I wanted to stay with the county, and I did like a stint for 6 months with the Ag Extension Office, and then that was just a temporary gig, and then they had an opening in court administration, so I went in there for maybe a year or two until I got into the county attorney's office. So
And
I've
you
been
liked it.
mostly in the county attorney's
Who
office.
was the county attorney at that time?
When I was hired, it was Bob Kelly.
Yes. And then was there anyone after? I can't
It was
remember.
Bob Kelly, and then it was Dick Arney.
That's right.
And then it was Doug Johnson, and then it was Pete.
That's right.
So I stayed all those years waiting, and finally Pete came back.
Took us a while.
Yes. And you felt the energy rise, probably.
Yes.
And those other guys aren't low energy either. But Pete, on a day-to-day basis, is she like constantly moving? I mean, it sounds like you could never have enough Cathy, like clone Cathy.
No, actually,
I'm
I think
pretty
she's-
mellow.
Yeah, I think she's really mellow, and she's a wonderful time
But
manager.
it's so much is getting done, though.
It's all
Yeah.
going on. And
No, she's a great time manager, and I
Yeah.
think she stays relaxed, but she's got schedules. She's a wonderful organizer, and that's what you need.
And that's usually the low
That's a
piece.
well,
that
that's
you
a
have.
skill you
It's
really have to
extreme
have.
skill.
That I wish I had more of, but I
Yeah.
rely on Cathy
Yeah.
because she's so well organized. She thinks way ahead.
I know she does.
She's 2 months ahead
I know.
on where we're going and what we're doing.
Remember, I
and-
emailed you and I said, "Oh, Cathy, time to schedule the shows." It might have been 2-3 weeks ago, and you were out back. This time, it'll all be working. I don't know if you even talked to Pete, but it's like you got him scheduled and he was locked in. I have to applaud that you do respect her decision making.
I get her texts, I get her call, and it's very helpful for me because sometimes I do, get involved in too many things and I'm running around and she keeps me on track, and that's really important to do because it allows me to do those things and not be late and not miss things. And so I think it works out really well. But she's way more than just a scheduler. I just
Oh my
hope
gosh, yes.
Her interaction with the news media and keeping
That I
them
love.
abreast of
Right.
what's going on is so important.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you deal with them? Because they're, sometimes coming in for stories, and I mean, not
just
necessarily
give out what information I can and know what I can't give out, and know when to involve someone else.
And who, like, when you mean someone else, another
Well, Pete,
staff?
usually,
Pete,
instead
I
of
got it,
all
yes.
these people, everyone calling Pete,
Yes.
they go through me,
Yes.
so it's just more coordinated
Yes.
and not chaos.
Yes. I always wondered if they call other attorneys in the office or not necessarily. Or
They might try to, but it's supposed to come through us.
It's very good. It's a well run operation. Has to be. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
otherwise
so.
you have someone running amok giving quotes.
Right.
You know?
You've got to be careful in this job on what we can divulge to the media
Yeah.
about pending crimes.
Absolutely.
So, if they called anybody in the office, somebody might tell them something that'd get us in real trouble.
Yes.
So you do have to control the message because the law is so strict on
Oh, gosh, in
what we
your
can
area,
and
you
can't
bet
say.
you do.
Yeah. And Kathy's well-versed in that.
Right.
so.
I know some might think that's a control thing. That's a legal piece in there.
It's
yeah.
very
what
legal, and
yeah.
I've got rules of ethics.
Yes.
That really keep me from saying a lot, and it's frustrating because the public wants to know, and oftentimes I can't quite share it.
Right. Have you figured out how to clone her in case you decide to keep going and
No,
going?
but
and
I've become so dependent that when she leaves, I'm following her out the door. I don't think I could live without having her in there.
that's a
so.
sad and cute too at the same
No, I
point.
think
Yeah.
it's like
Don't say that,
She's
Orput.
helped me so much that when she leaves, I'll leave. But
Unless you clone her ahead of time.
well, if I could clone her, I'd clone her about 20 of her, and the office would be in wonderful shape for the next 50 years.
It's
But-
cute. I have no idea how we're doing on time.
Well,
but I
it's
don't
about
want-
3 minutes to
about that,
3.
yeah.
All right. Anything
it up.
else you want to brag on, Kathy? Because here's your chance.
think you've done
Marco,
enough.
Publicly, I want him hearing it.
Well, I'm really grateful that you gave me the opportunity to tell the folks about
Yeah,
the
I am
unsung
too.
heroes,
I
and
actually
Cathy
agree.
is certainly one of those unsung heroes. And I wish people like Kath would get more acknowledgement, so I'm grateful to you for giving us this
Well,
opportunity.
she stood out to me. You're welcome, Pete, because she has always stood out to me. So it is a thrill to have you on, and you're just as low key as you, and you're doing like way more than even I knew about.
Yeah,
so you're
she's-
very fortunate to have her.
I'm very proud of her myself, so thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And
Thanks for
thanks,
having
Kathy,
us.
so much for being here. And Pete, again, take care.
Thanks, Mark.